Okay. It's always something. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, everyone? John F. Reynolds, and I say, what's the weather like? And Darren N. Where hell, Michael? And Trono Magic says, hello, all. Yes, don't worry. Do not worry. This is a short one. Michael and myself will be doing a live next week. That's not what this is about. We don't have a device today. We pretty much wrapped everything up, guys, for the year. It's the 23rd today, and we had the N10 Mini that we already did, and we had the iReader Smart Air. Pardon me. Hello, Alice. And we did and we have an iReader Smart Air Pro coming out pretty soon as well. But you know what? That's pretty much it, guys. We're done for the year. Stephen Prosser says, "Yay, Big Me Gaily stuff." Yes, I hate calling it that. Has nothing to do with the word gay. That's not what it is. Why? What the miscommunication with the galley happened when they went ahead on their own, Big Me, and said, "Hey, we have a promotional video we did for you," and we're like, "Oh, cool, let us hear it," and then let us see it. And they I didn't know they were doing this. They had a voiceover with some guy in the voiceover who went, "Hello to the Big Me Gaily," and I was like, "Gaily." Okay, so I messaged Big Me. We did a little bit of a Zoom meeting, and oh hey mom, and we said, "Isn't it the galley?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, for months when we were developing this with you guys, we said galley, gallery, galley, gallery, galley," and they said, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "All right." It was a put your hands on your head kind of moment because, yeah, that was honestly a big mess up on their end. It shouldn't have been called the Gaily. It doesn't have anything to do with the nature of the screen technology. It's called the gallery screen. Gallery. Hello, Courtney. Are you in Japan? Darren, yes, we are in Japan. We've been here for 6 years now, off and on, the Japanese office. Shad, $300 about my ceiling free ink devices. No, that's not. Yeah, you're wrong industry, man. Completely wrong industry. Yeah, so we are here in the Japan office, and yeah, basically, we don't have a device today. We wrapped everything up for the year. I think we're getting our Lenovo tablet, but not until next week, maybe. And then the holidays are coming up, so a lot of the guys are not doing reviews and stuff like that. So you will see a lot of top lists, which is basically just me doing voiceover and then throwing everything over to the editor because why you probably haven't seen a lot of reviews going on recently is because the reviews require more people. They require the script writers, they require the people to do B-roll and stuff like that. So those are wrapping up because people are on holidays and stuff like that. So a lot of just kind of wrap up top lists and stuff for the year. So yeah, but Michael and I are going to be doing we're not going to talk about any of this today because I'm really excited to talk about it with Michael. We're going to be doing a year-end wrap-up to kind of just show you guys, what happened this year, how many devices got released, how many new things came out, all that kind of stuff. So we're not going to do that today. Basically, just going to answer any of your guys' questions if you have any. Otherwise, we'll just tell you what the Japan side of the office is working on until you guys interrupt me. And we'll only do this for 20 minutes or so because you don't want to just see a talking head here. Just kind of a little shout out to you guys to keep the tradition alive and respect the process of the live videos every week. So, what's the screen size of the new Lenovo tablet? Great question. I have no idea. 1 second. I'm going to look it up because we had our office in China order this for us. Why? Is because this is actually not available through. Did they order it or. No, that was that other thing. We. Lenovo wouldn't ship to Canada, Japan, or the USA for review samples. They can only send to our mainland China office or our Hong Kong office because we have some operations over there. I'm trying to find the link because our guy sent it over and said, "Here you go, here's the tracking." I'm like, "Sweet." So a lot of the time why we expanded into multiple countries like Japan and America, we're over in Oak Park, Illinois, is because there's certain places and certain distributors that won't ship things certain places. For example, all of our Amazon Not Amazon, Barnes and Noble, of course. All of our Barnes and Noble samples don't come to Japan because Barnes and Noble doesn't exist in Japan. Nor will they ship to Canada. So they ship to our guy in Oak Park, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, and then they redirect it to the respective place it needs to go. So, anyways, what do we got here? Yoga Paper, it's called. It says it's a 2023, pardon me, model, but it oh, it might be because we're getting a review sample, right? It's not for sale yet. Well, we should be getting it soon, but it's a 10.3. It's really cool. I think it looks very nice. It's kind of using like a silver iReader pen. iReader has white labeled their products out to other manufacturers in the past. They do Face Note, they sell tips and pens to Remarkable, stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if iReader had something to do with it because they're actually much bigger than they've been letting on, honestly. And recently they've just announced that all their devices are in English. So this is not the Lenovo dual screen laptop. That's not the one we're getting. They have that one. I think it's $2,000. This is the actual Lenovo. What is it called? The Yoga Pad, I think it's called. I think it's called the Yoga Pad. Yeah, Yoga Paper, it's called. Yeah. So that one is officially releasing in 2023, but we have our review sample coming by really quickly. If need be, I guess, I mean, it is only the 23rd. We do have some time. I guess I can just do, I know, I like not to do the reviews myself anymore. I'm not good at them. If you look at our videos, I used to do the actual reviews and they weren't that great. Now they look better because we actually have people that do it much better than, we're no longer a two-man operation for sure. It used to be Mike and myself, but not anymore. Islam Ahmed, what is the maximum storage size of SD I can use the Big Me Ink Note color? I'm stalling. 1 TB? I think it might be 1 TB. Let me get that. Kind of shot myself in the foot here with the whole ask me anything thing, huh? I don't know everything, guys. We have a team here that you know, we would be lost without them. All right, let's check it out. What do we got for the ink note color? Because offhand, it's a very good question. I think it's a TB, Islam. And this is great. No one else is asking any questions. So I have a little bit of breathing room here. Let me look it up for you here. So if we look at the Specarunos, I believe, I'm going to say 512 for sure. You can put 512 MB. Ooh, MB. Geez, what is this? 06? 512 GB. Pardon me. Good thing this isn't live. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait. It just moved. I had it. So if I go to the storage size, expandable storage, it says, oh, an additional 128 gigs of storage. You can't do 512. I'm way off. Okay, it has 128 on board, and you can do another 128, so that's a total of 256. So 128 gigs is the maximum amount of storage you can put on there, which looks like this, except bad example because this is a full-size SIM card. Actually, here, I have a micro right here as well. If you guys don't know, this is the one you put in. I do that thing that makeup reviewers do. Oh, look at this new eyeshadow. So this is the one you put in the actual device itself, and the big one you put in other things like cameras and stuff like that. Ciao, Raz, thank you very much. I didn't do any of that. And so what is the Japan side working on right now? Well, right now, we are going to be getting the Lenovo device, and this is all stuff I can say, and we're going to be getting the, I want to say that A9 from Hisense, they sent us an updated version. I think it's like a 256 gig version or something like that. It's supposed to be a little bit different. And iReader, after they released the Smart Air, they actually released the Smart Air Pro, which doesn't really do anything outside of a color change, quad-core processor, and 128 gig storage. Darren N., what kind of phone are you using these days? Still have the Sony? Yes. I used to go through phones like tissue paper, but now I don't so much. Hey, we're live, it says. Because, oh, we got a thing here. There you go. Because back in like '06 to 2012, there was a lot of phones coming out, and a lot of Japanese phones made its way over to Vancouver, Canada, I should say. So a lot of people were just kind of rotating phones very quickly. Now that we get into this whole kind of you need a smartphone slab, you can't really avoid it because everything is kind of catered and crafted to be on a flat giant screen like this, all your games, all your apps, all your email. So using those kind of niche phones that were sticks and flips and stuff like that doesn't really work anymore. Although I think LG and Samsung are trying to bring it back with those flip things, but I don't have confidence in the LCD folding technology just yet. What else are we getting here? I think we have one more episode of Unboxing E-Paper we're going to squeeze in, which is just me, Mike, and Miki, our little side project, where we... Yeah, we actually do have something over there. It's boxed up. And I think we said we were saving it for an Unboxing E-Paper episode. So I don't know what it is. It's just one of those things from like Shenzhen Guangzhou technology. So it's just, I don't have any, I have no idea what it is. I think we've only actually kind of staged one Unboxing E-Paper because we knew what it was. And I was like, I know what this is. And I opened it. Oh, there it is. But no, for the most part, the other 9 episodes of Unboxing E-Paper, they're strictly, when they throw it to me on camera, I don't know what it is. That's the very moment I find out what the thing actually is. Alice Jeanette, thank you for this. What's the best way to store videos from iPhones, save for the future? Oh, okay, Alice, when I said ask me anything, it is about e-readers. I don't know. What's the best way to store videos from iPhones? SSD solid state drives that you back up every couple years and just keep kind of on rotation so the data doesn't get corrupt. Try not to put them on HDDs, which are the actual disk drives, because they can get messy and mangled and they don't work over time. I guess that's my suggestion. Don't ask me anything about everything. I don't know everything. Worm in stool. Oh, come on. Anything new in the 13.3? You know what? No. This year, out of nearly 100 devices that got released, 2 of them were 13.3. 2. The Dasung A4, which is just using the 2016 DPT, and the Bigme X6. Almost nobody played with 13.3 this year. I don't know why. I really don't know why. The Alteric Note out of Japan that doesn't sell to people or businesses, they released their Alteric Note, and we went to see them at a trade show. We're like, oh, this is great. Can we do some videos? And they're like, why do you want to take videos? They came up to us and our crew, 3 guys, and they were like, why do you want to take videos? And we're like, oh, is that not allowed? I mean, you're at a trade show and you have the thing here, and it's publicly thousands of people walking by inches away from the devices. Can we take videos? And they're like, and they went back and they discussed. I'm not bashing them. That was an honest interaction that all of the guys saw, and we're like, can we not take video? And then they came out, they're like, oh yeah, okay, you can take video. And I'm like, is there a problem? And not in a passive aggressive way. We're like, is there an actual problem? And they're like, no, you could take a video. And we're like, okay. And then we took a video, and it was a completely positive light, because I thought they were doing some really nice things with software, and they were using the hardware from the Gen 2 devices, which had the Wacom pen. So we put them on YouTube with their permission. We did a really good video, and they started a YouTube copyright strike. And in 11 years, that's our first and only YouTube copyright strike. And we're like, we emailed them, we're like, why did you start a copyright strike? And they're like, you used our imagery. And we're like, well, yeah, is that a trade show? And they're like, yeah, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry. We complied with it, and we took it down, and they don't want to sell, and they said they don't sell to consumers and they don't sell to businesses. So that's the story with that. How do you think the Lenovo Yoga Paper will be in good competition with the Books Tab Ultra? You know what? It's not going to be better than the Books Tab Ultra. The Books Tab is just in a breed of its own. I don't know what happened with that. Seriously. Again, you guys have a lot of skepticism about Good eReader. We don't get paid to do reviews. Never. That's it. So squash that. We also work with 40 distributors, so squash that. We're impartial. But the Books device for the 10.3, the Books Ultra, is the best device of 2022. It's not even close. Nothing else performs as cleanly, stably, and just with a perfect level of functionality like the Books Ultra, and it's not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. It's $599, and if you look at the Quaderno, which is $700, you look at the Dasung, which is $800, you look at anything, and prices have gone up. But the Tab Ultra, it's cheaper than the Inknote Color. We couldn't, it's the whole, like, we're Sega and they're Nintendo. We're Pepsi and they're Coke. We couldn't battle with them on price. So we're like, oh yeah, we got the Inknote Color. We collabed with Big Me, got every feature, and we couldn't bring the price down anymore. It couldn't happen. So I think the Lenovo will do well. Lenovo typically has good build qualities, but it's not going to be better than the Books Tab. Trono Magic. Do the three big e-reader companies, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Amazon, do spring device releases? Yeah, they usually do. Yeah, they almost always do spring. Amazon's a little bit different because they just kind of scatter their stuff all over the place. Sometimes they do beginning of the year, sometimes they do midway, sometimes they do the end. And Barnes & Noble, there's not really a lot of referable data because Barnes & Noble's been kind of down and out for the past 8 years. They're just recently coming back. So that's what we see with them, is that they did a lot of things this year. They did the 4E, and the 4 pink. And we were like, that's the first time you guys have ever done any color. And they're like, yeah, no. So, and that's a positive thing. We've never seen them do color before. Color in a way where it's like a color choice. So that was really cool. Very nice of them to do that. Diego de Lama. Oops. If I have a Kindle Oasis, is it worth upgrading to the Scribe? It's not really like apples and oranges, but it's kind of like apples and like more expensive apples, because the Scribe currently doesn't have a whole lot of note-taking features. So it really is just a very big Kindle that they didn't really prioritize a lot of note-taking with. You can't even scribble on ebooks, which you can do on really anything. You can't scribble on ebooks on the Kindle. The Oasis is a little bit long in the tooth. It's kind of old now. It's 2018. And then in 2019, they released the Oasis 3, which is just the same thing. So we're going on almost 5 years of the Oasis. Yeah, it'd probably be upgradable. You know what? Don't get the pen. The pen is really expensive. Get the 16 gig with the basic pen, and if you want a different pen experience, you can buy a different pen. You can buy a Mitsubishi, you can buy a Stadler, you can buy a Lamy, you can buy a Books Air, you can buy an iReader pen. Yeah, I got a lot of pens here. You can buy any pen on the market, so don't worry about the pen right out of the gates. Alice Jeanette, I appreciate your answer. Sorry, I don't know much about. Oh no, Darren, you can talk about anything, man. I'll try to answer whatever I can. No, save the quantum stuff for Mike. He's the brains here. I'm the brawn, I guess. Stephen Prosser, any news on the Fujitsu Quaderno Color? Yeah. We went to the trade show in Tokyo, and thanks for asking, Stephen. And we did a video on the 13.3, and then we asked them, and we said, so, Linfini, you're going to be releasing the Quaderno 3rd Gen, right? And he's like, yes. Okay, that's as clear as we need. Then we took pictures, we took video, and we have a listing now on our site for, I believe, they said it's going to come in February. I don't know about that, so we stretched it to April. So it's an April pre-order release. And if you want to get in line for one, you can get one. You don't have to put a pre-order because they're not going to have people lining up like Black Friday. It'll just be there. So don't worry about that. Lewis, nice Sega Nintendo analogy. Yeah, we were fighting with, you know what? Big Me, aside from the singular release of the Inknote Color and the Galley, I'm just going to call it Galley, man. That's what it is. That we're involved with. Big Me's completely, to credit for everything. They are the only real competitor to Onyx, because MeBook and Boyu are dead. Well, MeBook's not dead. That's not fair, but Boyu's dead. And MeBook is struggling to keep up. We work with MeBook. They're always asking, like, what do you think for this, that, and the other thing? And I'm like, you got to stop using active capacitive. Nobody likes it. That's not me talking. That's the industry speaking. There are, like, 31 pen options for Wacom, as low as $9 for a regular pen, but your active capacitive pen is slower, feels worse in the hand, writes worse, and you need either a battery or a charger at the back. And look at the examples from the big companies. Barnes & Noble, nothing. Amazon, Wacom, Kobo, active capacitive, expensive, useless kind of weird technology. You need Wacom pens. You need that passive EMR that doesn't have any charging. Lots of people in the industry do it. You should be doing it. So, what was I talking about? MeBook, yeah. So MeBook is great at what it does, and they actually do bring the price down a little bit, but it is not fair to say they're in the same ballpark as Onyx anymore. There is only one company in the same ballpark as Onyx, with the full line manufacturing, the refresh modes, the speed mode, the pen latency, the sheer amount of availability, distribution, language options, and that would be Bigme. And Bigme came out of nowhere, really. We didn't even know those guys until a couple years ago. And you know what it is? iReader, mark my words, is going to be the same thing next year. Because it's not looking down on any of you guys, but you guys didn't know this. iReader has a full line of devices. They have color. They have a 6-inch. They have a 7.8. They have a 10.3. They have a 7 or an 8, the Ocean 2, which looks like a Paperwhite. No, Oasis. They have the XS, the XS Pro. They have so many units under their belt, and they make a bunch of pens and tips. Now they're in English. This changes everything. I wish they did that a long time ago. We've been working with them for 16 months telling them to put English on their devices. They haven't done it till right now. They sent a sample of the Air Smart Air to us a couple weeks ago to do English testing, to make sure everything was the proper terminologies. You know, like they had one that said ban slide, which basically means fingerprint touch disabled touch, basically. So working on things like that with them. But yeah, iReader's coming up too. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They were the first to do color in the modern era with the C6. They were the first to have all these new features. They have lightweight devices. They're very capable. They're really nice. They have language options. They have audio. It's some good stuff, really. Diego Lopez, thanks for the answer. No problem. Darren N, so cold in Canada right now. I know, all my, and actually Mike too, he's been sending me some messages. He's like, man, it's really cold here. It's like -15. I was like, in Vancouver? Dang. Vancouver, man, I remember we didn't even use heaters back in the day. Drew 2C, recently had an issue with the Kindle Scribe. The spot on the screen where messed up the pen, likely a magnet from the case that rubbed the screen. Do I need to replace the Scribe? It's probably a manufacturing issue and not a magnet thing. Devices, they're not impervious to magnetics anymore, but they're way better than they used to be. They have you seen those magnets now? It looks like, I don't have anything for an example, just this tape. So you put this, like when you're driving your car, right? Here, I'll do this way. You're driving your car, you put this on your speaker grill, right? And then you get this huge magnet and it goes thunk to your phone. So I guess you can use your phone while you're driving, or GPS, I hope. You know what I mean? You've seen those. They're everywhere. You can buy them at any store, really. And I always wondered, like, how is it you got this earth magnet on the back of your supercomputer? Your chocolate bar, dairy milk sized supercomputer, which it is. And you just put it on there. Doesn't that mess anything up? And no, it doesn't. I wouldn't just start poking at things with magnets, but at the same point, manufacturers have developed things to have closes with magnets on the side and magnets on the back rail when you kind of, you know, put up the origami case. So it would seem that at least since magnets were really heavily used in the e-reader industry, dating back like 2013-14 with all the magnetic sleep covers, we haven't had any problems or any evidence of a magnet actually harming the screen. We've had tears in the e-ink screens and the top coat layers that when the glow light goes through, you see these little cuts. That rectified itself around 2015. We don't see that anymore, but I mean, it could be. I'm not a technological master, so I don't want to say it's impossible, but maybe. I don't know. And weirder things have happened, right? It could be. The thing about Amazon, you get a 1-year warranty, don't you? With like, and I think you get like 4 months of returns on Amazon. You can literally use your Kindle for like 3 months and then go to your order list and just say return these items, and it's like returns eligible through March 15th, 2023, and we're like, wow, that's pretty lenient. So you're usually pretty protected with Amazon, and you have a manufacturer warranty as well through Amazon, so I wouldn't worry about it. And the Scribe is so obviously new, you're not going to be outside of that 12-month range. Darren N, are you officially a Japanese citizen? No. Foreigners can literally almost never become a Japanese citizen. It would take, I think, like a decade. Yeah, so you can't become a Japanese citizen, nor do I want to. I love being Canadian. I absolutely love it. It's super cool. So yeah. Drew 2C. Yeah, they asked if I wanted to return it. I'm not sure. Oh, I would totally return it. Because that's not to discredit Amazon. We love those guys. They send us samples. We talk to them a lot. But that's a reason that they're so forgivable. For example, if a manufacturer made an e-note that had a pen, a highlighter, and an eraser, like the Amazon did, no shapes, no text, no pictures, no lines, no colors, no nothing, they would be scolded in the industry. Oh, this guy has no features. But Amazon does it, and everyone's like, oh, it's so elegant and it's so lightweight. And I'm just like, the Scribe's pretty, it's a barren wasteland of an e-note. It's a great e-reader with a note-taking option, but it ain't an e-note. The landscape has changed drastically. What once was like finger capacitive scribble on a Sony PRS has turned into Wacom realistic paper giants. The Kindle Scribe is not an e-note yet until they fix the software. There's no options. You could barely draw a stick man on that thing. It's so overly simplistic that it basically is just the pad of paper you leave next to your phone. That's what the Kindle Scribe is. Is it a great e-reader? It's a great e-reader. It's backed by a massively huge company with the best ebook ecosystem. You can't argue that. Oh no, the iReader store is better. No, it's not. The Kobo store isn't even. The Amazon bookstore is the best bookstore. It's the best one. The thing about an Amazon is that you get it to your hands, typically lower cost than other companies because it's all subsidized by all the things they want you to sign up with, and it's prime shipping, and it's free returns, and it's free this, that, and the other thing. I would definitely return it. Oh, for sure, and get a new one because they'll just send you a new one, or they'll just credit you back to your credit card or your Amazon balance, in which case you just buy another one. So I don't mean to have it sound so disposable, but unfortunately that's what our industry is, and I really hate that. I hate how everything's just, and not even e-readers, it's everything from IKEA tables to shoes. Planned obsolescence is the name of the game, which basically means they want to sell you something and have it break in 9 months, because then you go buy another one. Why would they sell you something that lasts 50 years like all of our parents and grandparents' oak tables? They're all like, oh yeah, I've had this table for 115 years. And I'm like, I bought an IKEA table, it broke when I got home. You put the legs in and you're like, oh, whoops. And you try to go out. No, that particle press board. No, man, you get one chance at those legs. Because when that screw, the threads from the screw go into the actual sawdust, that's it. You got one shot at that. I'm serious. Then you got to get creative. You got to actually go to the hardware store, go to Home Depot, buy bracketeering to put it in yourself, because at the actual included hardware into a basically squished sawdust and glue concoction covered in vinyl, you get one shot at compiling those. That's basically it. Thanks for asking about iPhones, Japan, and IKEA. You didn't ask about IKEA. I just went on my rant. You guys are fantastic. This will be the last Thursday live of the year. We'll get into it more in the new year. We did a lot. I really appreciate that you guys stick around a lot. I hope to some degree it was helpful that we do these lives and show you showcases of devices unedited, answer your questions right on the spot. If you guys say jump, we jump. If you say show note taking, we show note taking. I understand the actual view count of the videos themselves were pretty lax, but I do hope that this definitely sheds some light on the devices that you guys want to see. I hope that you like the format of us showing the actual units in its raw and unedited form. When we edit things, we don't do it to hide things. We do it to be consumable. We don't want to do top-down videos anymore. We're like, okay, so this is settings. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, just a second. That's not good TV. So yeah, we do these pretty videos so that it's consumable and you can sit back and watch it. But we would love to be everywhere, but we can't. So Stephen Prosser just says, when are you visiting BC, Peter? Should have a meet and greet thing. We've done meet and greets. We've met with people at, like Starbucks and stuff like that. I remember me and another guy went to meet two people at a Starbucks on Hastings in Vancouver, Hastings and Slocan. And we sat down, had some coffees, was just talking about stuff. And they're like, why are you guys coming out and meet? Like, you really do that? And we're like, well, we're people. We're human beings, and we like coffee. I mean, why is that bad? And you guys are the reason we're doing this. If you guys weren't watching and weren't interested, it would just be us talking to an LCD panel. No one would be there to see what we're talking about. So we do hope it's been oh yeah, my mom, it's been 3 years. That's crazy. It's been a long time. First the virus, which is still going on. It's not a thing that has stopped. And actually the biggest thing that is mostly preventing me from going back to the Vancouver operations is the cost of flights. Actually, to bring me, my wife, and my son, it's going to be like $7,600. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. We're Goody Reader. We're not Amazon here. Wait, Prosser, I seen first. Yeah, Marconi. When will better resolution 10-inch color become mainstream? That's a tough one. I know. Mike broke the story. Go to goodyreader.com, the news publication, and look at the piece he did. He did some good investigated journalism. He found out that the Kindle Scribe is using an all-new screen. No one else has done 300 ppi on a 10-inch. Nobody. So, yeah. Watching on LCD and not e-paper. No, I love e-paper, but I don't use e-paper monitors and e-ink phones. They're not there yet. I use e-readers and e-note tablets, but people have this idea that everything we have in the studio is e-paper. Is not. My thermostat is, my home remote is, my watch is, but that's really where it ends. I don't use e-ink monitors. It's just not possible. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Chris, my mom, Steve, Marconi, Toronto Magic. Is that Toronto Magic or Toronto Magic? Like Toronto. I don't know where you're getting that there. It's cool. Alice, Jeanette, Drew 2C, Darren N, Diego De Lama, Diego Lopez. 2 Diegos, damn. Lewis. Who else we got here? Worm in Stool, fantastic name. Chow Raz, Islam Ahmed, Shad, Courtney Bowman, of course, always a pleasure. Figures B, and John F. Reynolds. Yeah, the Kindle Scribe is very basic. I hope this helped, guys. I'm sorry that we didn't have a device today. I very much apologize. I hope I answered all your questions. And any thoughts on the Twitter situation? I don't know. I think, Elon, we don't know how he is. He could be a very nice person on a day-to-day, but publicly he does seem like one of those internet trolls come to life. He could just be that he has a whole bunch of money and he doesn't care what his public image is, but he could be a very nice person. We don't know. No one knows the story of each individual person unless you sit there, look him in the eyes, and talk to him for 4 hours straight, ask him about their backstory, how they treat others, how they want to treat the situation of where they're in, and how they leave something after they used it for the next person because I don't want to leave a mess because the next person, all that shows into what a human being is. But no, just looking at Twitter things and rereading what negative things are on the internet, that doesn't do the world any good. So think positively because, out of 13 billion years, we're only here for 80? So live it nicely and just be nice to each other and do the best you can with each other, Spread some love, spread some entertainment and fun, and just, try not to be so negative about everything. Not saying to any one person, I'm just saying in general. I'm victim of that. Guilty of that as well, of course. You look at something, you're like, oh, that guy's a stupid. Oh, okay, just relax. And then you go have a walk or something. Go get a coffee. Go drive, do something that you love. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. We will get into more of these. There'll be lots of devices. Next week, Mike and I are going to be doing a year-end wrap-up. We'll answer all your questions, go over basically everything that happened in 2022. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Till the next year, at least for these one-on-one lives. One-on-all lives. Okay, bye, guys.